Okay, everybody, I am at the East Lawn building, a building that I've been concentrating on for the last month. Now I want to take some pictures of the pharmacy. Why? Because when I was here the other day and I was passing by, I noticed that the shadows of that big tree right there cast up along the wall. It's on there now, but I want it to come over more, so I've got to wait a little bit. Today I'm working with Aviphot 200 and I've got the 240 lens on, 240 Nikon lens with the 720 Zoom filter. It's 82 millimeter thread. That's a big hunk of glass. It's a wonderful lens, but the only problem I have with it is it doesn't have that much coverage on 8x10, just enough with very little movements, like a centimeter either way. So I've raised the lens a hair, but I wanted to correct the geometrical lines of the building. In other words, I wanted to eliminate keystoning, but there's gonna be some keystoning in it. I really don't want to have my corners vignetting. I could move back and put my 300 on, but then too many of the branches from this tree here will be in the shot. There's a few of them already, but not too bad. The other problem is me and my camera, or my cameraman eye, or our shadow is cast on the ground, so I had to eliminate some of the foreground. I wanted to have some more foreground in it, the shadow from the tree leading up, but that's okay. I can live without it. So I think it's going to be a little while yet. Probably need the sun to move over there, so we're looking at maybe 20 minutes. Got to make sure everything's locked. Sometimes I forget to lock these, and if there's a lot of tension on the standards, it can move. Favorite cable release. Where are you? There you are. Might as well put a holder in the back. And I might as well take some meter readings while I'm waiting. Maybe the shadow under the awning. Yeah, I'm going to put my meter on. ISO 3. 1 second at f5.6 and a third. The shadow on the wall on the left. Only a third stop brighter. Let's go under the awning again. It might be the awning I'm basing my exposure on. 1 second at 5.6 and a third. And the white next to the door, 4 stops brighter. That really hot spot right here, 5.5 stops. Sunlit brick, 3 1/3. We'll get a base exposure going. Set up on the camera. 1 second at 5.6 1/3. 5, 4, 3.5. 1 second. 24 seconds with reciprocity. So we'll wait. Shadows moved over quite a bit. I do want to take one when the shadow is more centered on that wall, but I think I'm going to take one now. I like how the door is lit up. So I've remetered, and my exposure at F something, I forgot. F22 and 2/3 with reciprocity will be only 10 seconds. That's nice. Now, sun's hitting the back of the camera, hitting the holder to be more precise, so I'm just gonna put it in a bit of shade. It's tricky when it's high. And I think I'm in T mode, double checking. Cocked, yep. So 10 seconds. Okay. Put that in a bit of shade. Put the holder around and I'll wait now. for the shadow. I would say another 15 minutes and we should be there. I think I like where it is. I like the door lit up like that. And the windows has a bit of sun on it. I'm gonna do it. 0. Right. Okay, that's it. Really had to wait. Oops. Really had to wait a long time to get this one. Hopefully these will work out. Anyways, I'm out of here. See you guys in the darkroom. Wow, this negative has a lot of punch. Hey everyone, welcome to my darkroom. I can't believe it's been a few months since I shot these negatives here. I shot 2 sheets of the Aviphot 200, and this one was the first one. This one I waited for the shadow to move over, so I think I'll go with this one. Now I did measure the densities with my black and white densitometer with the number 47 blue filter, just to see where I am as far as density range goes. I know it's not accurate, but it's pretty close. So my density range for this one is 1.54. I have a D-min of 0.03, so I should get good blacks. If you can hear that noise in the background, that's paper that I'm just washing after I acidified it in sulfuric acid. That's Canson XL watercolor. Why am I acidifying the paper? Because I'm going to make salt prints. Well, I'd like to make one salt print from this one negative, and I really want to see how it'll respond to selenium toning. I don't think I've ever selenium toned a salt print. I believe I've gold toned, or have I? I don't know. But I know I haven't done a selenium toned salt print, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Well, after the paper has washed and dried, then I'll salt it and get going. Let's get going. Oh, that's a darn shame. Look at those flaws in there. When I was salting the paper, I noticed that small blisters started forming on the surface of the paper. As I dried it, it improved, but you could still sort of see some of the blisters. And this is the result. I had the same issue in a previous video where I was comparing a salt print with calotype, and I did it on the same paper, and I also did it on Revere Platinum with no issues whatsoever. This is unacceptable, so I'm going to have to go back to Revere. If any of you use Canson XL watercolor for salt and you're not getting this problem, please let me know what your secret is down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Oh, that is much better. I think I'll be sticking with Revere when I'm making salt prints. Interesting then. The native color is very, very cool. I actually quite like it. So I'm debating whether or not I really want to selenium tone it. But I do want to selenium tone. I really want to see what's going to happen to the color. So if you're going to selenium tone a salt print, of course I have no experience. I'm just basing on my experience with calotype printing. You have to make sure that the print is absolutely clean before you hit it with selenium. And what I mean by that is you have to make sure you've rinsed it, given it a bath in hypoclearing agent, and then a thorough wash. What happens if you don't wash it enough is when the selenium, because it's acidic, comes in contact with any residual fixer, you'll get stained highlights. So make sure you have a print that is clean. I should add that it's important to let the print age or cure. Okay, before I tone the print, I'm going to soak it in water bath The reason for that is it ensures that the selenium toner absorbs evenly, and it helps prevent chemical stains. The other thing I should mention is this print sat for about 24 hours before I tone it, and that allows the image silver and the paper fibers to fully stabilize. Okay, that's about 3 minutes. And normally when I'm selenium toning a calotype print, I'll use a dilution of 1 to 100. With the salt print, I'm going to try a 150 dilution. I don't know why, I just feel maybe it needs to be a bit stronger. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's been in the selenium toner for about 2 minutes, and I can see my highlights have sort of yellowed a bit, which I do not like. Let's get it out of there. Okay, I'm gonna wash it, and I'll put it through some hypo clearing agent again. Give it a good wash, hang it up to dry, and I'll take another look at it. Pretty easy to tell which one is the selenium toned. If you're thinking that one, you're correct. It's not good. The highlights are way too stained. I like the clean white highlights. The untoned. So that is a fail. Also, I noticed there's quite a loss in Dmax, or in the black dark areas. So contrast has been lost. So what are you guys thinking? Maybe the 1 to 50 dilution was maybe too much for the salt print to handle. Maybe I'll take this one and tone it in a 1 to 100, the same dilution that I use for calotype. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, I soaked this in water for 3 minutes. Here's the selenium 1 to 100. What's gonna happen? And I can see yellowing happening. Let's just do a minute. Okay, that's a minute. Alright, I have the print up there. It's all dry. Well, let's put it side by side with the untoned version. Now we can see in the toned version that the purple tint has been reduced. It's swung more to blue. And the other thing I don't really like, Dmax has been slightly reduced as well. I think I prefer the snap of the untoned print. The highlights are slightly stained. It's an improvement, but the stain is there. Now looking at the two of them side by side, I really think I prefer the natural color of the untoned salt print. Moving forward, I believe I'm going to forego any selenium toning of salt prints. Next time I think I'll take a look at gold toning. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Which do you prefer? The toned or the untoned? I know what I like. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you in the next one.